A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, lies a planet with tales untold. These are the Legends of Sicemon. Amity Chapter 3, Echoes of Stardust. As the Star Destroyer's orbit follows the rotation of Mon Varn away from the star at the heart of the Sice system, its last rays of light glare off polished surfaces of the Assassinator's bridge. At the holoprojector, Commodore Boris Guy nervously taps his fingers on the edge of the array, waiting for the call he had been informed was coming. As it powered to life, he straightened, stiffening into a salute as a human in her early 50s appeared, the blue flickering at the edges. She glared down her nose at him. Why did I receive reports that Kane and Tilly's escaped arrest? Who authorized that ridiculous report on the holonet? Swallowing, Commodore Guy opened his mouth to respond, and closed it again when the woman waved her hand. Save me of your excuses, Commodore, and give me good news. My brother is attending a demonstration, and I want something good to give him when he comes back. Pondering, Guy tilted his head slightly, not looking at his superior. My men did capture a spy, Admiral. Given how long we suspect she has been in the rebellion and who we think she was reporting to, we're confident that we'll be able to extract the location of Antilli's cell from her. I read your report on the Tigruta girl's capture, Commodore. That was delivered to me hours ago. Are you saying you still haven't extracted any useful intel from her? Admiral Joan Prince crossed her arms across her chest, the fingers of one hand slowly tapping in succession as she focused her ire on the Commodore. He swallowed, his face tilted downward as he waited silently for her judgment. With a sigh, she flicked her hand in dismissal. Good grief. Never fear, Commodore. I will be arriving to Sicemon shortly, and will take the spy off your hands so that we can deliver Antilles and his whole benighted band to Moff Prince on his return. I won't even mention your ineptitude so long as you cooperate. His jaw flexed, his hands at his sides curling into fists. She notices and snarls, Am I understood, Commodore? With reluctance, he nods, bowing slightly in obeisance, like a sullen creature who knows when it is outmatched. Yes, Admiral. With a snort of derision, her flickering holoprojection leaned forward and the call died, leaving the Commodore shaking with rage, shame, and fear in her wake. As we pick back up, it's morning. You can see one of the moons of Sicemon high in the sky as the sun is totally above the horizon, and the three of you have small packs. I'm guessing, did you pack before you headed out?
Yeah, just making sure to have something ready just in case.
Well, let me backtrack actually. Are we leaving in the morning?
I think we agreed on dusk.
Dusk, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to push you back a little earlier than dusk, like mid-afternoon, so more that you're arriving around dusk.
Mm-hmm.
But you've spent the day making preparations. You contacted the Kurtzens, the closest Jarvet ranchers to your location, and said that you would be sending the Jarvet that you care for to them. And you released your older gents and ladies out of the barn. The thing about Jarvet is they're intelligent enough, and they have such long migratory periods anyway, that if you give them a little bit of a scent and tell them to go, they'll go. So
they've been there before.
Yeah, there's these specialty containers that are sealed tight, and when you open them, it has the scent of the place that they're going to.
Love that. It's awesome.
Yeah. So as you pack up as much of your belongings that you can carry on your own shoulders and close up the shutters and turn off the power, where do we find Nadia as she is preparing to leave the only home she has ever known?
You'll find her at the moment alone in the garage, just fixing up the speeder bike, just taking her time and making sure it's gonna be working, because this thing's old, it's a little beat up, and she's but she needs it. This is probably the last time for a while she's gonna be able to have all the time she needs to fix it and make it sure it's running well. also kind of just like trying to savor every moment because this is where, you know, she spent a lot of time with Sinbad. This is where she used to, you know, play with her dad and her, you know, uncle, who's also her dad. And she's like, she remembers like remembering everything and just is kind of, at this point, just mournful. Just like, I know what I have to do. I know what I need to do, what's right, but...
You can almost hear echoes of the three of you laughing, and almost see like a younger version of yourself as your dad is teaching you how to fix up a speeder bike part that had like the very speeder bike that you're working on right now, like how to tune it up. Your uncle at the workbench watching on with pride. Do you have any thoughts of your mom?
She just remembers her mom, just like her mom she always talked to at night when everyone was sleeping, and just her mom always telling her as it was, just never held back, never held secrets, just like in the dark at night, just how she felt about the Empire, the fall of the Jedi, the war, telling her how nice, how beautiful this place used to be before this everything went to hell. And she always remembers like how strong her mom looked, even when she was pregnant with Richard. Just like how strong she looked, just like she was ready to pick up a wrench and knock a stormtrooper at herself.
We kind of see the flash of like the memory of Danica sitting on the bed of a young, brightly red-haired, purple-eyed Nadia in her bed, like talking, and then we see that that echo kind of like fade away, and it's Nadia standing in her room with a bag full of clothes. Rahben, where do we find you as you are packing up to leave this place that's been your... Oh, would you say it's been the best, like the best home you've ever known?
The most permanent home they've ever known. Before each of the Jarvet left, they each got some scruffing behind the ears and forehead to forehead touches. But I think at the end of the day, or well, as the day was beginning to close, after all the preparations have been made and packing's been done, Rahben had drug an old rocking chair out to a spot in the back behind the bunkhouse where they had buried John, or at least where they had a ceremonial burying, because I'm not sure if they got the bodies back. So they had like I imagine this is more ceremonial than anything, because even if they got the bodies back, it may not, I don't know, but a memorial to John in the backyard, and sits in his rocking chair and tells John what's happening and another goodbye.
The spot that you're in there's a lot of different pockets of garden around the ranch that isn't dedicated to the Jarvet, like just sort of the yard of the big house and the bunkhouse. This pocket of garden is the most special for you, and it's the one that you go to when you want to have these conversations with John, because it's the one that Jean had planted with non-native flowers that had come from Naboo, that had come from his home planet, that had come from Alderaan, and
it's also probably the only patch of garden that still looks healthy.
Because you
it's the one that's actually been watered. Yeah.
From there are plants from every place that the two of you had ever gone to on your adventures. That was one of the things that he always had to pick up. Like, no cheap souvenirs. He got a seedling or a cutting or a packet of seeds.
He just pulled out a whole bag of seeds one day. What are those?
There's even a low tree.
It's awesome.
And that's what you're sitting under.
Well, John, we best to get going. It's been real hard without you, but I think everything's gonna be alright. And then he finishes a couple rocks and pats the little memorial and leaves the rocking chair.
Richard had been going to all of his favorite hiding, like, little cubby holes around the farm, and he's all snotty because he sobbed some big heavy sobs because he knew this was going to be like one of the last times he ever saw, like, Juke and Tivo and the other older Jaravet.
Maisie.
And Maisie. And he's like sitting on the porch steps waiting, sniffling a little, but ready to go. And you climb up Shree's, like there's like sort of this specialty ladder that comes off of the saddle that can be clasped back up into itself as she's like, you know, low down to the ground waiting for you guys to get up like the good girl she is.
The bestest.
And you guys get on board and take off. Who's directing Shree?
Probably Rahben. I mean, I know that Nadia knows where to go, but I mean, I think that if they didn't leave sooner, it would have been harder. So Rahben was just like, all right, we're on, let's go.
Yeah, Nadia's just like letting Rahben drive, just like she could hold on to Richard while they're on there. She knows Richard easily can hold on to. Is probably a better rider than she is at this point.
Do any of you look back?
No, Rahben doesn't.
Nadia definitely does.
Yeah, Nadia and Richard are in the back of the saddle, like hugging, and watching the ranch get farther and farther and farther away until you can't see it at all.
Rahben won't look back because there's tears in his eyes.
You know what? And well, when it's finally out of eyesight, Nadia just whispers in Richard's ear, just like, one day we'll come back.
And we're gonna cut to... I would like a hard... You get to choose stealth or piloting planetary.
Oh, these are both good for me, actually.
Yeah, but you're not the one
Oh, but I'm a piloting!
You're not the one directing Shree.
Oh, no.
I thought, isn't survival piloting an animal?
Is survival piloting an animal?
It is in...
I don't know.
It is in the Hermit book, I think. Let me...
Okay, then survival.
Because, I mean...
That's much better for you.
It is so much better for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I would make it otherwise. I'm having a hard time finding it. I'm almost certain it was survival for...
Hey, I defer to your wisdom.
Because I know if you're riding a wild animal, if you're like taming and riding a wild animal, it's survival.
I mean, it makes sense.
Alright. And you said hard?
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna give you guys back a light side point.
Oh, no.
That's fair. I may have a skill for this.
So if you could
animal bonds.
upgrade that with 1 red and 2 purples.
Yeah.
Not too concerned.
No, not too concerned. Nope. Okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. Woo!
Oh, no.
3 failures, 2 advantages. I have not rolled a single success this entire campaign. I know it just started, but I can say that.
Well, it's not really a campaign, but yeah, out of all of these rolls, there's only been 1 success in all of these rolls. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls so far, and only one of them has been a success.
Yup.
Good job, Nadia.
Yay!
You got to learn about the Imperial Senate dissolution, and then also tipped my threat bank.
Yep.
So I have. Can we say that there's too many there's like a TIE fighter patrol around the city, so we can't take her in all the way into the city?
Yeah.
But with the advantage, she's close enough that if we were to like need her and call to her, she'd be able to find us. Yeah. Okay. We're at the walk. Sorry, everyone. I don't feel comfortable getting that close to those rust buckets up there. I think we're gonna have to hoof it. I'm real sorry.
I should have grabbed the speeder bike.
I know. But we're not too far. We're just right outside.
All right, let's walk into town. Just looking like refugees.
Yeah. So you have to set it down. Not even just outside of town. You have to set down like a little ways away. Like you're able to get pretty close because it is getting dark outside. And if you fly real low to the ground, the way that the Jaravet's coat blends in pretty well with the grass, especially from above. So, like, there's a river that does go through the city, and you know from past experience that the Dragon's Tears is pretty close to that river, so it's just a matter of following the bank.
Bank on it.
And and since if it's starting to get dark, Nadia's gonna like pull up her scanner goggles and just like, because actually her goggles are just old scanner goggles from the garage, just like and they're purple lensed goggles, so they match her eyes. She's not subtle.
No.
She thinks she's subtle. She's not subtle. So this way she can like kind of like keep an eye out in the dark. Because as soon as it goes down, she's like, I don't want to be surprised, and just puts her goggles on.
Rahben has a packet of instant calf, and just rips it open and just eats it. Just I forgot to bring a water.
We're next to a river, though.
It's actually not that bad. A little gritty, but it's not bad.
Your advantages, your failures are basically that it takes you longer, and I don't know. I'm not going to inflict anything on. I'm not going to inflict any strain or anything on you. And
Yay.
your advantages are that you don't get caught. Between Robin's, survival know-how and Nadia's scanner goggles, you're able to just sort of like duck into like a doorway or anything anytime there's any sort of like TIE fighter patrol that goes overhead or stormtroopers going by. You see other people out and about, but they have their heads down, their shoulders hunched, and they are going from A to B with no in between. And you do see a couple of people getting accosted by stormtroopers. Not like like brutally or anything, more just kind of like getting questioned.
We have chain codes, or have they not reached out here?
I mean, we're in the expansion region. It's not like we're all like out on the.
I guess that's fair. So
and
we
we're
probably
off of
have
the Hydian way.
So we probably have chain codes. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about getting stopped and.
Not having
where's your chain code?
Codes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No. This planet has been under Imperial control, pretty much from the get-go. It's increased over the years, but Sicemon was part of the Republic, was part of the Empire. So yeah, you make it to the Dragon's Tears as it's getting pretty dark outside. You go in through the courtyard, and there's the tree overhead. There's the lights that are strung around the courtyard are dimmer than they usually would be, and there are people out and about, but they're a little stiff, like they're enjoying their drinks and they're talking to each other. But you see, like, anytime, like when you come in, like all of the eyes split to you, and then they go back to their business.
Everyone's real careful about what they're talking about.
Yeah. It almost has a peas and carrots vibes.
Well, let's
Like, they're not really having real conversations. They're more just, like, trying to look like they're having conversations.
They just needed somewhere to congregate. Alright, well, let's find Zaya, and I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
Let me just go ask Big Moore real quick. They'll know what's going on.
Yeah. It is Big Moore behind the bar again, which is odd because you would think Zaya would be there, but no, it's Big Moore again. And they're like cleaning a glass that's already clean in that idle bartender way. They'd been watching you the whole time that you had stepped in, and they kind of nod at you, Nadia, and then their eyes go past you to Rahben, and they go, "Good to see you, friend."
Yeah, how you doing, Big Moore?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I haven't gotten to see the moons a lot lately. He gives you kind of like a look.
Yeah, I got you. You got something the kid can snack on while we chat?
Not up here. Don't really keep much in the way of snacks. But Zaya did say to send you to the office when you got here. So come on. They flip the rag over their shoulder and they put the glass down under the bar and they lift up like the lift top and beckon you through.
As Nadia comes through, she just looks over to them and just goes, "Can I get one of the regulars?"
Not up here.
Downstairs. No. Yeah, she goes, "Got it." And just keeps walking.
Rahben just shakes his head.
Yeah, and Bigmore kind of like juts their chin at one of the guys at the bar, and he like taps on the bar 3 times, and you walk through these like the door. It's a sliding like automatic door, and it slides open, and you guys go through it, and you get like one last glimpse of the scene behind you as the door closes again. And Bigmore leads you past the offices to what seems like the dead end. Like,
like, they lead you actually all the way down to, like, the storm room area, and hit a couple of the pavers in the wall, and they kind of, like, look down at Richard and wink as the door opens up, and then there's the stairs going down. Zaya's down there.
Alright. Thanks, Bigmore.
Yeah, best not keep waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
You guys keep safe.
Yeah, you have a good night. I'll pick up Richard, even though he's probably nearly as big as Rahben is at this point, and carry him down the stairs.
So you guys go down and it's like stone stairs, and they are ancient. The whole, like, vibe of the Dragon's Tears has been that it's, like, there's not only, like, just the life that's breathed into it, like, feeling like it's sourced from the tree, it's just also just, like, the age of it. This place has been around for thousands of years, and you can really feel that in this space. Like, Nadia, you can just sort of, like, see it and get the gist of it, but, like, Rahben, you can feel it. And you go down, and it opens up into this much wider, like, room, and there are a lot more people in here, and it's a lot more livelier. Like, people are talking and having worried conversations, but there's also, like, there's a big old holo projector on the wall of the performances in Alderaan, and there's, like, the colorful, like, drapes hanging from the ceiling, and, like, the flowers and garlands and everything that you associate with the Amity Celebration is down here. And you see
Awesome.
some tables, and there's none of, like, the stalls of, like the showcasing of art and history and culture, but you have at least this, because this is the second, like, yesterday was the first day, and the first day is just basically just the opening act, whereas, like, you are just in time for the main event. Like, if you think about it, you know that there's one or two more acts on the itinerary from the Alderaan live feed before the big performance by A.F.E, Darlin, actually. And you look around and you see Zaya behind the bar down here.
Hey there, Zaya. You got any snacks for the kid back there?
I cannot tell you how happy I am that you have joined us. And, I don't know. Rahben, how often would you say that you sense things?
What do you mean?
Like, how often do you think you, like, feel with, like, reach out with your feelings in the...
Well, because Rahben doesn't really know that they're really doing it most of the time. I think it's... And to a degree, it's always kind of open,
Mm-hmm.
they can't. But when they actually are focusing on something, they can direct it. So, like, instead of seeing, like, candle lights, it's more like you can almost, like, the warmth of the candle. Like, you're not really paying attention to, like, to looking at something, but you can still feel it. You know, like, if you're close to a flame, you don't have to see it to feel it.
Yeah, you feel the warmth.
I'm gonna set the kid in front of on the holo projector. Here, have a snack, bud. This show is good. It's good for you. Real entertaining.
Yeah, Zaya, like, gives you, like, a bowl of, like, these, like, popped kernel, like, seeds that are coated in, like, sweet and sugary stuff. And Richard goes and sits down with a couple of other kids over there.
I'm just glad there's more kids there.
For Richard to interact with.
Yeah.
It's warm in here. It's cozy. It's inviting. Zaya, when you've met her up above, because I don't think you've ever been down here.
Okay.
You've always been the person waiting in the car. Or the Jarvet.
Makes it. Yeah, I was thinking a Jarvet would be a great thing for, like, smuggling things across areas because they match the terrain. They can fly low and quietly. There's no lights. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no. You picked up exactly on, like, the whole gist with Mark and Roderick and Jean and the Dragon's Tears. But yeah, you've never been down here. Like, sometimes you hung up upstairs, where it doesn't feel like this up there. Like, it feels, like, inviting and nice up there, but it doesn't feel this
relaxed.
Nice. Yeah, like, just relaxed. Like, Zaya, whenever you met her above, she's always been, like, reserved. You've never picked up a hint of anything from her before. Down here, she shines. like a campfire.
Oh.
And you can see like the way that the roof is set up too. There are like looking past the drapes that go across the ceiling. You can see the roots from the tree up there, like going like around, like across the ceiling, kind of like rafters almost.
That's so cool.
Right. In the stone, and you can just barely make out in the stone like engraved like mosaics of like symbols that you haven't seen in 20 years. It's the Jedi Starboard, yeah. And some even older ones that haven't been used in hundreds of years. Yeah. What can I get for you?
Can I get a large drink?
Of course you can, kiddo. And I'm sorry. Force of habit. I know you're not a kiddo anymore. But
You
to
know,
me...
when you say it, it feels nice.
Oh, that's nice. And she pours you a nice glass of a more traditional like drink, like cocktail, I guess. And gives it to you. Anything for you, Robin?
Yeah, give me 2 claws of Corellian whiskey. If you got any wirings, I'll pay extra for it.
Yeah, you got it. It's all on the house tonight.
Well, I mean, thanks. We don't need the charity. I mean, we'll gladly pay.
It's
for
not
drinks.
charity. It's part of the celebration.
Well, at some point, we'll have to get together after this once everything's quieted down. Chat about.
Yeah, I saw your bags, and we have plenty of rooms here.
Has this always been down here?
Yes, and only very trusted people are invited down here.
You look great. I mean, something about you different tonight. Well, anyway.
She's just like, she doesn't know why you're dancing around the subject. She doesn't, like, I don't know if she realizes that you don't know certain things about yourself.
Probably not.
Like, she invited you along with Richard for a reason.
Yeah, oh no, he just thinks that he's caretaking, or his whole... I think Rahben also thought at one point that he was going to be leaving Richard with Zaya, and then, like, letting them, like, flee or whatever. So he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, no, we have plenty of rooms here. I saw your bags. I'm assuming you are maybe gonna need our services after all.
Yeah. Maybe. I think so.
The dissolution has you so spooked?
I just don't know. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I feel like we've gotten a lot with Rahben, with Zaya. I want to know, like, Nadia.
Nadia's letting those two talk. She's actually looking around the room, just like, it's like, all right, they're talking, because she's right there at the big drink. It's like, upstairs, it's serious, no drinks, it's everyone's acting. It's like, we're in lockdown mode if the bar itself is the door. Mm-hmm. And she's looking around and seeing everyone happy, but she's looking around of just like, what's, like, trying to figure out what's next, like, what do we do from here?
Thank you for listening to Legends of Sicemon, Amity. Legends of Sicemon is an actual play anthology podcast produced by Goodwitch Studios using Edge Studios' Star Wars role-playing games. For more information, check out goodwitchstudios.com. Rahben Stardust is played by Zach from Tales of the Outer Rim. Nadia Stardust is played by Enri Malinali, also known as Sim Disorder, with one Y and one I in that order. For more about them, check the show notes. If you like what we do, consider supporting us through our Patreon or Ko-fi. To keep up to date on the latest episodes, consider subscribing and following us on social media. And until next time, remember that your focus determines your reality.